Okay, for the significance of the vector curl, what we are doing, we are taking, we are defining this to be in terms of velocity of rotation. For that, what I am doing, I am considering the motion of a rigid body. Now, what is a rigid body? Where the distance between any two points remains the same, right, at every time. So consider the motion of rigid body which is rotating about a fixed axis through origin. So what we are considering, we have considered a rigid body and it is, say, rotating about a fixed axis about O. So say this is the axis of this and it is rotating either in this direction or in this direction. Then we define if this omega vector, this represents the, if this is the angular velocity is the one which is due to its motion, right? Then the velocity v of any particle p, so the linear velocity of any particle p having position vector as r of the body, it is given by the relation v is equal to omega vector cross vector r. This you already know, right? So if we assume the components of this vector omega to be omega 1 I cap plus omega 2 j cap plus omega 3 k cap, in that case, what would be your v vector? Your vector v, that is going to be vector w or omega cross this position vector r. So how do you obtain the cross product? So you define the determinant of I cap, j cap, k cap, the components of vector omega, so that is omega 1, omega 2 and omega 3. The components of vector r, you can write the vector r to be x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap in all the directions x, y and z, in which in x direction it makes the distance x, in y direction it has the distance y, and in z direction it has the distance z. So we can write here x, y, z. So that means when you compute this determinant, this quantity becomes equal to, with I cap, what do you have? You have omega 2z minus this quantity and this quantity minus this quantity and this quantity. So omega 3 and, for I cap it would be this omega 2 into z minus y into omega 2. So this is omega 3 minus omega 3 into y. Yes. Then minus j cap. For j cap we have omega 1 into z minus omega 3 into x. And for k cap we have omega 1 into y minus omega 2 into x. So this is the determinant that we got. So, and moreover, we can also obtain the curl for vector v. What would be curl for vector v? It would be I cap, j cap, k cap. Now this is your vector v. So what would be the curl for this vector? So curl is basically the cross product of vector del with the vector v. So for that we will again compute this cross product. So we have I cap, j cap, k cap, del by del x according to this del by del y, del by del z. And the values for vector v, they are this, this and this. So we have omega 2z minus omega 3y, and here we have multiplying it with minus omega 3x minus omega 1z, and we have omega 1y minus omega 2x. So when you solve this determinant, what do you obtain? You obtain I cap, and then with I cap you have this quantity. So when you take the partial derivative of this with respect to y, it would be omega 1. minus this quantity. So when you take the partial derivative of this with respect to z, what would be this? This would again be minus omega 1, right? And then minus j cap. For j cap, you are to apply this operator onto this, so that would be minus omega 2, and then you have to apply this onto this, so that means you have to take partial derivative of this function with respect to z, that is again omega 2, right? And plus k cap. For k cap, you are to take the partial derivative with respect to x of this function, so that would be equal to omega 3, and you are to take the partial derivative with respect to y of this function, that is also equal to minus of minus omega 3. So what do you have? You have the value 2 omega 1 I cap plus 2 omega 2 j cap plus 2 omega 3 k cap. So basically it is 2 times omega 1 I cap plus omega 2 j cap plus omega 3 k cap. And what is that? That is the vector for angular velocity that we defined here, right? So your curl V, this becomes equal to 2 vector omega. Therefore, you can also write, you obtain curl for vector V is equal to 2 times omega, or you say this omega becomes half curl of vector V. V was the linear velocity, omega was the angular velocity. So here you saw that we can say angular velocity, thus angular velocity of rotation at any point is equal to half the curl of the velocity vector. So angular velocity omega, that is equal to half the curl of the velocity at any vector. So basically this represents the rotation of the particular direction, right? For example, suppose this is some water body, right? Say we have this as the water body, and in this water body, suppose you are, so this is our water, and here you are playing here with a disc. So you are making this disc to float over this water body. So and suppose it has a design of this kind, right? So this disc with the movement of water will go in this direction, as well as it will rotate about certain direction. And at the center, this disc will only move in this particular direction. Suppose this is a river which is flowing in this particular direction, and if whenever you are here, your disc would then be going in this direction as well as rotating in this particular direction. So actually this rotation is represented by this operator curl. So here this gives you the direction which is perpendicular to actually del cross some vector f. This give you some another vector, say the vector g, then the direction of vector g is perpendicular to both the direction of del and vector f. So this is what you mean by calculating or taking the curl of some vector quantity.